After coming back home from Iraq, I asked my landlord where my stuff was. He said, "You didn't see the garbage bags getting taken out just now?" I'd been dreaming about my apartment for 8 months, my bed, my couch, my grandfather's watch sitting on my nightstand where I'd left it, the photo albums my mom made me before she died, all of it waiting for me exactly how I'd left it. The cab dropped me off at 6 a.m. I was still in uniform. I hadn't even told anyone I was coming home. I wanted to surprise my sister later that day. The front door of my apartment was different. New lock. I tried my key. It didn't work. I knocked. A woman I'd never seen answered in a bathrobe. "Can I help you?" I looked at the apartment number, checked it twice. "I live here." She laughed. "I've lived here for 3 months. I think you have the wrong unit." My landlord, Mr. Hennessy, was walking across the parking lot with a cup of coffee. I called his name. He turned, saw me, and his face flickered with something I couldn't read. "Sergeant Torres, you're back. Where's my stuff?" He took a sip of coffee. Casual. "Your stuff?" "My apartment. Someone else is living in my apartment. Where are my belongings?" He gestured toward the curb. A garbage truck was just pulling away. Black bags piled at the end of the driveway, half of them already loaded into the back of the truck. "You didn't see the garbage bags getting taken out just now?" I didn't understand. "What?" "You abandoned the property, stopped paying rent. I had to clear it out and re-rent. Standard procedure." He shrugged. "You should have told someone you were leaving." I felt the ground tilt under me. I was deployed to Iraq for 8 months. I submitted my military orders to your office before I left. I set up automatic rent payments through my bank. He shook his head. "Never got any orders. Never got any payments. You abandoned the lease." I followed the law. I ran to the curb. The garbage truck was gone. Half the bags were still there. I ripped one open. My winter clothes, soaked from rain. Another bag. Kitchen supplies, broken dishes. Another. Books, warped and moldy. I dug through every single one. My grandfather's watch, gone. The photo albums, gone. My dress uniform, the one I was going to wear to my promotion ceremony, gone. 8 months of serving my country, and I came home to trash bags on a curb. I turned back to Mr. Hennessy. He was still standing there, sipping his coffee, watching me dig through the remains of my life like it was entertainment. "I have bank statements," I said. "Every payment cleared. I have a copy of the deployment orders with your office's stamp on them." His face changed, just slightly, a flicker of doubt. "Well," he said slowly, "I don't know what to tell you. I never received anything. Maybe you should have followed up. I was in a combat zone. I was a little busy not dying." He shrugged again. "Not my problem. You abandoned the property. I re-rented it. That's business." I pulled out my phone, called my sister, told her what happened. She started crying. Then she got angry. Then she said 4 words that changed everything. "Call JAG right now." JAG is the military's legal assistance office. I called them from the parking lot, still standing next to trash bags full of my destroyed belongings, still in my uniform, still watching Mr. Hennessy pretend I didn't exist. They opened an investigation that afternoon. Within 48 hours, they found my deployment orders, filed in Mr. Hennessy's office, stamped with the date I submitted them. He'd signed for them himself. They found my rent payments, every single one, deposited into his account on the 1st of each month for 8 months straight. He knew I was deployed. He knew I was paying rent. He just thought a soldier overseas couldn't fight back. He wanted to flip the apartment for higher rent and figured I'd never know until it was too late. He was wrong. The Service Members Civil Relief Act exists specifically for this. You cannot evict a deployed service member. You cannot throw away their belongings. You cannot pretend you never received their orders when your own signature is on the paperwork. JAG filed federal charges. Then they dug deeper. 4 other veterans came forward during the investigation. Same building, same scheme. He'd done this 3 times before, targeting soldiers he knew were overseas, banking on the fact that they couldn't fight back from a combat zone. One of them had lost his daughter's baby photos. Another lost his late wife's jewelry. All of them had been told the same thing. "You abandoned the property. Not my problem." The hearing took place 6 months later. I sat in the front row in my dress uniform, a new one since he'd thrown out the original. The other 4 veterans sat beside me. Mr. Hennessy's lawyer tried to argue it was a clerical error, a misunderstanding, an honest mistake. The judge wasn't buying it. "You signed for deployment orders and then claimed you never received them. You deposited rent checks and then filed abandonment paperwork. You did this to 5 different service members while they were serving overseas." The judge looked at him over her glasses. "This wasn't a mistake. This was a scheme. He lost his property license. He paid restitution to all 5 of us. Replacement costs, emotional damages, maximum penalties under federal law. The building was seized and sold. I'm home now. New apartment, new things. Some things can't be replaced.